Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Derek here. We are back reacting to the season finale of Loki. I say season finale because I saw on Instagram that Loki has been renewed for season 2. So that's pretty exciting. I think some of us, a lot of us kind of suspected that there might be a season 2 to Loki due to the way that it was submitted for like award considerations. Because things like WandaVision were submitted as a limited series, while Loki was just submitted as like a season of a show. What happened last time on Loki? So last time we got to get to know all the little different variations of Loki, kind of. We got classic Loki, kid Loki, boastful Loki, and gator Loki. There was some fun shenanigans due to that, and we saw President Loki as well. He got his hand bitten off by Gator Loki. We found out that Kid Loki killed Thor, which is kind of insane. But otherwise, like, that whole episode was filled with little Easter eggs and fun little hints to things like the Thanos copter. We got Throg in there. But then what it came down to in the end was Sylvie and Loki trying to enchant this giant smoke monster dog dragon thing so that they could get past it to this pretty sick looking castle. And classic Loki seemingly sacrificed himself to give them the time they needed. Now I say seemingly because that kind of leads into who is in this castle, who is controlling the TVA. Currently, my theories. I think my number one theory is Kang the Conqueror. I kind of waffle in between on that one. I don't know if they would actually do it in this show. Like, all signs seem to point to him, but, you know, I don't want to get my expectations too high in terms of that. Other options are like a variant of Loki in some way. So, like, either maybe classic Loki was faking dying because he's really good at like illusions and projections and things like that. And if you watch the scene where the dragon thing eats him, he starts dissolving like before it actually reaches him. So who knows on that side. And then my way out of left field possible hope is that it's Doctor Doom. There's like a 1% chance that it's Doctor Doom, but you know, I'm just gonna say who knows? But right now, I think my top two options are, Kang the Conqueror or a variation of Loki in some kind. Probably classic Loki as He Who Remains. I wonder if we will see like Sylvie and Loki kiss, because they've kind of been in a will they won't they type thing, because you know they're each other. It's a little weird. I don't know if it's weird or not. Like, I think it's cute, but it's also kind of weird. You know, how do you define that? Is it incest? Is it masturbation? Is it just normal? I don't know. But hopefully we get some answers, and hopefully Mobius gets to ride a jet ski. Those are the two things that have to happen before the series ends. You know, whether it's in season 1 or season 2, Mobius has to ride a jet ski. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's all I gotta say. Before we jump into this though, please consider leaving a like on the video. That helps my channel out a ton, helps my videos get seen more. I've had a decent amount of new subscribers due to the Fear Street trilogy, so if you're one of those, welcome. I like nerdy things. If you are new, consider subscribing. I react to tons of stuff, including, you know, Loki, Fear Street trilogy, Outer Banks when it comes back at the end of the month. And consider ringing the bell so you're notified when I upload. And if full-length reactions are something that interests you, consider checking out my Patreon. It is linked in the description. I will be posting the full uncut reaction and watch-along format to the series finale of Loki. There, you can also become a super supporter and get featured in all of my videos, like this guy right here. But other than that, I think that's all I gotta say. Enough shameless self-promotion for me. Let's jump into the season finale of Loki. Let's see. I'm so excited. Marvel theme music? Yeah.
Way to go, Tic Tac!
That's how you punch.
Wakanda forever!
You wouldn't have heard of me.
Let me put you on.
We can do this all day. I'll show you.
Why? What is the significance of these lines? I mean, this is dope, but what does it mean? Is this just the official start of Phase 4? Here we go. Greta Thunberg. Interesting.
My team.
I guess this is just significant moments in human history. Jin. This is showing the timeline, the sacred timeline. That's heavy. It's all been leading to this. Every significant moment in human history has led to this point. And there's no music really, it's just kind of jarring. Hey, yo, Dr. Doom, do you live here? Kang? Is it Howard the Duck?
Aren't you gonna tell me not to kick the door in?
Knock politely. I prefer you guys to kiss
Nothing to say.
before this all goes down. Just make out a little.
Everything okay?
Yeah, just need a moment.
Oh yeah, this is probably a pretty momentous moment for her at least.
Okay, shut up.
Probably him too.
I was pruned before you even existed. I have been waiting for this moment my entire life. I just need a second to get my head straight, okay?
Sure. Of course.
Ooh. That's spooky. Like a haunted mansion. Guy's got a cloak on. The statues. This is Black Adam. Crossover with the DC universe. Classic Loki walks out. Oh my god.
You again.
Oh! Miss Minutes, why are you like a demon? What is wrong with you?
He's impressed.
Okay, so Miss Minutes is not behind this.
He who remains.
And who is he?
A variation of Loki.
And he controls all.
When all the Lokis are dead, he is who remains.
He who remains. And he wants to offer you a deal. He's been making a few creative adjustments, and he's worked it out so we can reinsert both of y'all back into the timeline in a way that won't disrupt things.
I don't trust that.
And what happened?
Okay, if he's trying to make a deal, that means they're close to actually winning.
How would you like to win? But not just there. You can kill Thanos.
That's probably very tempting to him.
Want the Infinity Gauntlet? Throne of Asgard? No problem. What about you, Missy? All those years on the run?
So,
Desperate.
I'm guessing he sees a vision of what his life would be. That's tempting. That's really tempting, but I think revenge sounds better.
Everything. Exactly the way you've
A
always
little bit of
wanted.
everything, all of the time. No.
It's fiction.
We write our own destiny now.
Oh, sure you do.
Patronizing. Sure. Okay. If you say so. Time to fight.
This isn't what I asked for.
I know, but he thinks this will be more useful.
Who?
Happy reading.
Kang, the Conqueror.
He who remains.
Not for much longer.
Savage. Is that the MGM or whatever intro sound from movies? Oh, he didn't like that statue. Was there already a fight here? Dusty.
Are we sure he's even still alive?
Those look like the timekeepers. And then there was a fourth one. So maybe the fourth one was Kang and he broke away. And he doesn't want people to know about him, so he broke the statue? Who you is? Wait, is that him? No way.
This is wild.
Is that Kang? Oh my god.
Same person. I mean,
That's who they cast as Kang.
wild.
This is wild, yeah.
He who remains.
He will remain. She still calling me out. Creepy. Right. I like it. Come on, let's talk. From my office.
What? What is happening? Yo, not only do they reveal Kang the Conqueror, but they do it 10 minutes into the episode?
Don't tell me I'm a disappointment.
No. Just a little bit easier to kill.
Where'd you get that apple? How you do this?
Come on in.
Dude, why are you so weird? What is going on? You just chill here by yourself? How long have you been here? They are just as confused as I am.
Said I wasn't to be disturbed.
Well, you're not gonna be happy to see me.
Yeah, Mobius don't give a shiz. He's back. Say wow. Wow.
I'm sorry, Mobius.
No, you're not.
I couldn't let you get in the way of our mission.
You don't even know what the mission is.
Those are fake. We're all variants. What mission?
It can't have been for nothing. That's why I had to prune you. 109 into my...
Now that we know your secret.
What did you do?
What's her secret? Was she a teacher?
What the hell is going on here?
Judge Renslayer.
What? Who are you?
What the hell are you doing in my school?
That isn't Judge Renslayer.
How?
We have a lot to talk about.
Been on a long journey for you, Captain. You're a flea on the back of a dragon. In for one hell of a ride. But you did manage to hang on.
You've lost.
Has he though?
We found you.
It's like, where's Waldo?
Ooh, a swing and a miss.
How does he do that?
You can't kill me because I already know what's going to happen.
How? They've already done this?
I know it all. And I've seen it all. Everything you guys do. That little look by the lake. Quite sentimental, very touching stuff. Every step you took to get here. Lamentus, the void. I paved the road. You
Oh my god.
just walked down it.
I feel like you just have to have a mental breakdown right there and just like start crying.
Then why are we here?
Come on. No, you can't get to the end until you've been changed by the journey. This stuff, it needs to happen. To get us all in love. Sylvie!
You think you can trust this guy? Then listen to him.
Don't listen to him. Do you think you're even capable of trusting anyone at all?
What is happening?
Free will? Only one person gets free will. The one in charge.
You didn't change? You betrayed me.
No, you betrayed me.
Did he though?
I looked out eons of friendship. And you threw it all away on a couple of Lokis. No, Mobius.
What are you doing?
What I need to do.
Where are you going?
It's time. But maybe we can build this in. Where are you gonna go?
See a
In
man
search
about a
of
horse. She's going to see a man about a horse.
And what are you so afraid of?
The Avengers, the X-Men,
He.
Ant-Man, somehow.
I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror. What?
The Conqueror.
A jerk. A variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century. He was a scientist, and he discovered that there were universes stacked on top of his own.
Multiverse, got it.
At the same time, for a while, there was peace. Narcissistic, self-congratulatory peace. I love you too. I love you happy. Not every version of me was so pure of heart.
Some of them were probably mean. Little buttholes.
New worlds meant only one thing: new lands to be conquered.
Competition.
The peace.
He's so weird. I was not expecting Kang to be this weird.
No, this is what that first variant encountered a creature created from all the tears in reality, capable of consuming time and space. itself.
Goliath?
Creature,
Goliath.
bingo. I weaponized Goliath. And I ended the multiversal war.
Seems angry now.
Once hands. You're welcome.
I don't think they're very pleased, man.
You came to kill the devil, right? Well, guess what?
He's got a little bit of vibes of Heath Ledger's Joker in him.
If you think I'm evil, well, just wait till you meet my variants.
Or you're a liar.
That's one option.
Or I'm a liar. There's two options. One, kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount. Or you two run the thing.
You're lying.
And he goes and does other stuff.
Buddy, I'm tired. This game is for the young, the hungry. You kill me, and the sacred timeline is completely exposed, multiversal war.
Let's do that.
You take over.
Multiversal war sounds dope.
To the TVA as its benevolent rulers.
Because we gotta go into Multiverse of Madness somehow.
It was personal to me.
Grow up! Grow up, Sylvie! Murderer! Hypocrite! We're all villains here.
It's fair, a little bit. She's killed a lot of people. Oh, this is a moral dilemma. God dang. Do the ends justify the means?
We just crossed the threshold.
What does that mean?
Now I have no idea. No idea how the rest of this is going to go. I've been candid. What's the worst that can happen?
Probably a lot of bad things can happen.
Wow.
Wow. First person to say wow in the series, and it's not Owen Wilson? Come on. I don't know what's going to happen. This is crazy. The possibilities of where this could go are just like endless.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment.
Ooh, are they gonna fight?
What if he's saying the truth?
So what?
I believe him.
Kill him and find out.
Can't you see? This is bigger than our experience.
Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Because you're two very different people who have lived very different lives. God dang it! She's pretty good at fighting. She's had lots of experience. Classic Loki hair flip. He's obviously not trying to hurt her. He's just kind of like playing defense right now. Miss Minutes comes to save the day.
Sylvie, stop. Stop.
She's come so far. Like, her entire life has been about this moment.
I don't want to hurt you.
I love you.
I just want you to be okay.
Kiss. Yes! Let's go! And Kang kills them both. He's just like watching this like, oh my god.
But I'm not you.
Oh, she's still gonna kill him? Well, how'd she do that? Sylvie! Come on, girl. She stabbed him.
See you soon.
She just killed Kang the Conqueror. Or she killed Kang who remains, and Kang the Conqueror is still yet to come. Yo, Sylvie, I think you might have just effed up. And the closure you wanted is not here. You shouldn't feel any better. Well, Multiverse of Madness had to come somehow. This is like a ultimate high budget Doctor Who season. He feels betrayed. Poured his heart out to this girl and she kicked him through a dimensional doorway. Save her heart. Season 2 is about saving her soul. Just prune yourself. Run back up to that castle and say, hey, what's up? I'm back. And there's the resolve to do whatever comes next. What did Kang give to Ravonna? Because she went somewhere on the direction of Kang.
It's done, Mobius. We made a terrible mistake.
What's done?
We effed up real bad.
We freed the timeline. He's terrifying. He planned everything. He's seen everything. He knows everything. It's complicated, okay? But someone is coming. countless different versions of a very dangerous person, and they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. Your name.
He's having a mental breakdown.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
What's your name?
Boots on the ground now.
What?
Who are you?
Is this a variation of the TVA? Oh my god. What is happening? Oh my god! No! What is this? Oh! What just happened? I have so many questions. Like, so they killed him, right? Sylvie killed him, but she sent Loki back to the TVA somehow. I don't understand. I don't know. What is going on? So what is season 2 going to be about? They didn't call him Kang. They just said he who remains. Yo, Sylvie effed up, bro. I don't know what choice I would have made in that moment. Loki will return in season 2. That's it? No post-credit scene. Oh my god. That's insane, bruh. Hunter K5E, Eugene Cordero got an upgrade from just desk man to an actual hunter. Pillboy with the promotion. Oh my god. Okay, so that episode exploded my mind. We knew somehow this series was leading to Multiverse of Madness somehow, right? Because that's the only path forward. Because that's like the only unfortunate thing about all these announcements ahead of time about which shows are coming and which movies are coming is we have some indication of what is gonna happen, like where everything is leading, kinda. So we know Spider-Man 3, whatever they call it, No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, that is gonna dip into the multiverse. We know Multiverse of Madness is gonna dip in there and is gonna have maybe like an evil version of Wanda somehow, or our version of Wanda, but she'll be a major player in that. We know Kang the Conqueror is supposedly the villain of Ant-Man 3. So like how this ties into that is insane, because one, so this guy is He Who Remains, but now countless versions of Kang are coming, and he was like, oh, some of us are a jerk. Some of us are a conqueror. Is the version that is considered Kang the Conqueror the villain in Ant-Man 3? Is Kang like the big dog villain coming up next, or is he just like, is he like Loki in the Avengers, right? Where like there's some scenes here and there building him up, and then he's the main villain of like a big Avengers movie? Or is he Thanos, where like everything is leading to him? That is my question. But okay, so we start this episode off with just like not every, but like a whole bunch of like significant moments throughout history. So we have the big moments that happened in the Avengers movies, all 26 films or whatever that we've seen so far. But then there's, famous quotes and speeches from influential people throughout the world, like Nelson Mandela, Maya Angelou, Greta Thunberg. When she said stuff, I think she was the first one to say something after people who were like Avengers said stuff, and I was like, Greta Thunberg, what? But then, yeah, like influential moments throughout history of mankind, and it's just kind of like taking us on this path through the sacred timeline, right? And so a lot of our questions were answered in this, but a lot of them were also not. Interestingly enough, we kind of got thrown for a loop, like classic Marvel. So there were some trailer shots that we were kind of expecting to see in this, where one, like Loki, when he is at the Battle of New York and he's like, glorious, says in the mirror, or the shot of Loki on the throne. Maybe they thought about like cutting those into the episode at some point, like showing Loki a vision or some sort of thing. And maybe they thought towards the end that it kind of didn't really gel with the tone of the episode. So they just kind of like had Miss Minutes say it. That would be very interesting. But so we see this path of the sacred timeline, and Loki and Sylvie are at the gates, and Sylvie can't bring herself to open the door, which understandable. Her entire life has built to this moment. If there's a tipping point of is she gonna follow through with everything, I think her tipping point is when they are at the door, because she's just trying to work up the courage to go through, either kick the door down or whatever, and she can't quite bring herself to do it. And then he ends up making that choice for her, and the doors just open, and it's like, okay, at that point, no matter what happens, Sylvie is killing the bad guy. The bad guy. She's killing He Who Remains. And they walk into this entry point, and Miss Minutes, like the demon she the spawn of Satan, like this is the Conjuring. She just shows up, and she is almost like she's bargaining with them. She's like, we can give you anything you want if you just stop now. If you just turn around, you just let me do my thing. Just ease up there, pals. You can be happy. You can rule everything. And rightfully they're like, no, like I would know that this is all a lie. This is not what my life really would have been. This is a fiction created for me by someone else. And I'm still like not in control of my destiny, because you could take it away at any point. So obviously they are going to try and figure out what's going on. And I was kind of theorizing throughout the things that some mysterious external figure, I mean, we knew that, but like when I was looking at the statues in the room, I was like, could it be Kang? Because there was 3 statues that were still standing, and they kind of resembled the statues of the robotic timekeepers we saw previously, but then one was broken. I was like, is that a way to conceal this person's identity? Because if we looked at the statue and it's like, oh, that's Jonathan Majors, we'd know Kang the Conqueror. And it's just like something is going on. In the meantime, as Miss Minutes is talking to this person, she gives Ravonna, Judge Renslayer, she gives her some info on something, and she uses that later when she's talking to Mobius. But, it's just like very confusing what's going on. And so they're walking through this freaking castle, and these elevator doors open, and it's just Jonathan Majors sitting there. And I was like, what? At first I couldn't tell if it was him at first. My very first thought was if you guys have ever seen the Percy Jackson movies, The black guy he's like half goat or whatever, like the bottom half is a goat. I thought he was maybe like just bulked up or something, and I was like, what? I wonder if that's the same actor. I kind of want to see who played that guy. I thought it was Brandon T. Jackson. At first I was like, no. And then as it got closer to him, shows that it's just straight up Kang eating an apple, just chilling. And it's like he had some very like, everything he did was very like almost like Joker-esque without the malice included. Like the Joker, he wants just chaos. He wants, like, he's almost the opposite of the Joker in terms of motive, but still with a similar personality, at least the way I kind of viewed it. Where he's just like weird. I don't know how to explain it. He's just like let's talk in my office. Like, let's just whatever. like he knows what's gonna happen, so he's just not. He doesn't take it seriously. And my question is, how many times has he done this? Like, because he was surprised when they crossed over the threshold. So like, has he experienced this so many times, or where did he get the where did he get that transcript of everything that happens? That's something I want to know. But Sylvie tries to kill him, and he's got everything loaded up. He's just dodging, bobbing and weaving. He's got a weird special temp pad, and it's just like, what is happening? Like he's just so calm, and both Loki and Sylvie are like very confused because Sylvie came to kill whoever's here. Like, doesn't matter who it is, she's murdering this person. And Loki is kind of just like here to support her, but he also wants, I think he mainly wants answers, right? Like, he has long since abandoned his desire to rule. Like, that happened like first episode, end of the first episode, when he's talking to Mobius. He's like, I am insecure, I'm a child, like that's why I hurt people, that's why I seek out this rulership. And after that, he's just kind of like trying to find a new purpose, and he's kind of found his purpose in Sylvie, like trying to figure out, at first it was just trying to figure out why a version of him is killing all these people. And then once he found Sylvie and developed a relationship with her, his kind of like main goal in life, where it was previously like rulership and glorious purpose, like he's kind of established his own glorious purpose is just making sure this girl is okay. Like, that's the most important thing to him. And so he's just confused. Like, he wants answers, but he's just like, what is happening? Meanwhile, Mobius hits up Renslayer, and he's like, yeah, bruh, you can't control the TVA anymore, because we know your secret. One, we know who you is, girl. Like, so she is a variant of a principal at whatever Jefferson High School or whatever the pen said. Like, she is just another version of that woman. And they use that to convince the rest of the TVA that everything is not perfect, right? Like, you can't trust Renslayer. You're all variants. We're all variants. All that jazz. And I'll kind of just get all the Mobius and Renslayer scenes out of the way before I talk about the rest of Kang's kind of speech to them. So Mobius comes back and he's like, what's up, ho? I'm back. What about our friendship? She's like, you betrayed me. And he's like, no. Like, you lied and manipulated me. You lied to and manipulated me for pretty much my whole existence. Like, ever since he was pruned from his timeline, he's like, he's been there so long that he just doesn't remember, like, he doesn't remember when he got there, so of course he doesn't remember the friggin' stains on the table. Like his entire existence, as far as he knows, is the TVA. And for that entire time, she has been lying to him and manipulating him. And according to her, sticking her neck out for him. No. Because if what Kang said is true, where he just kind of paved the road, like he had to have paved kind of Mobius's road to interact with Loki. So, you know, she really didn't do anything for him. He was always going to make it to this point. But he's just like, you are a liar. Like, you're talking about being friends for all of time. No, like, we're all variants. You're dedicating your life to a thing that's not real. like if you were, I guess this is kind of could apply to like a person of faith. Like if there was verifiable proof, somehow scientists found proof either one way or another, like God exists or God doesn't exist, right? And, you know, the whole world was, you know, found out this proof and were able to like verify it and experience it for themselves. And then whichever way, people like just didn't accept that. It's like, yo, it's wrong. Like you're living a lie now. Like we know it's not true. Like, it's not just a situation of, hey, this might not be true, so I'm gonna have faith in it. This is a situation of, hey, we proved that this is wrong. It's like, how do I explain it? It's like flat earthers. It's like, yo, all these people that still believe that Earth is flat, it's like, bruh, we've proved that it's a sphere. Like, how are you still holding on to this? And it, you know, I guess her reasoning is like, she has dedicated everything to this. She has done, probably in her mind, some horrible things. You know, she's pruned a little girl, or wanted to prune a little girl. She's probably watched, I guess, because she doesn't know that these people aren't like, I mean, she kind of knows that they're not technically dying, they're going to the void, but she's, you know, sending countless people to their deaths through all of time. Like, she's the one that approves it. So, like, she's kind of like been dead inside. And if you're brought to the realization that all of that was for nothing, like, that's got to be a moment where you either collapse completely as a person or you double down. You know, she is the Trump supporter that is still convinced that he is going to get reinstated. And it's like, no, it's not going to happen. And Kang sent her some sort of information. You know, she wanted some information from Miss Minutes, and Miss Minutes was like, he thinks you would do better with this stuff. So, like, where is she going? Is my question. She went through the doorway, whatever, after she knocked Mobius down. Like, where is she gone? Like, where she went, did that affect what we see at the end with Loki? I don't know. It's very confusing. But so then the real meat and potatoes of the episode is just, it's literally just like a dialogue scene. Like, there's one fight scene that barely lasts anything, but it's all just like exposition. So Kang, or He Who Remains, was a scientist from the 31st century who, you know, discovered, not just like theorized about the multiverse, right? Like, because we have scientists now who have theorized about the multiverse. But he, I guess, was able to verify it and prove it and travel to different realities because they're all stacked on top of each other, and in between them is the void. It's like Doctor Who. There's a scene, an episode in Doctor Who, in, I think it's series 10, where I think the Doctor kind of explains it literally the same exact way of like, there's realities upon realities stacked on top of each other. You know, I feel like a lot of us, when we think of the multiverse, we think of all these big circles that are just kind of like existing throughout space. But they kind of described it the same way as Doctor Who does, where it's just like, it's like decks, like cards in a deck of cards, where they're all just stacked on top of each other. And, you know, in between them is the void or whatever. Maybe, or in Doctor Who, in between them was the void. Here, the void is a part of reality, I guess. I don't know. Well, I guess they're outside of reality. They're outside of the timeline, so who knows? But he explains his history where, like, the version of him that discovered this or whatever, or infinite versions of him that discovered this, are generally pretty chill dudes. Like, they helped each other's realities, grow beyond what they could have been. Like, they visited different realities and they were like, hey, your town kind of sucks. You want a windmill? And they're like, what the f is a windmill? Yeah, we want that. But 31st century version of a windmill. So he's like, hey, nuclear fission. We invented it in our world. You guys would probably benefit from that. And then they all just traded stuff and it was dope. But there were some versions of this guy, He Who Remains, technically not name dropped, even though we know he's Kang, that were less than thrilled to discover other realities and kind of took it as a point of competition. More than competition, but survival. And they were like, we're going to conquer you. That's the thing. You're all going to die now. There can only be one. There has to be a prime version of, I'm the real one. You're all fake. And to prove that, you're all going to die. And it started, obviously, when one version realizes that everyone's killing each other. When the United States learns that Russia has 1 trillion nukes, they're not just going to chill. They're going to be like, oh, maybe we should protect ourselves and also get 1 trillion nukes. And that leads to the Cold War. So they all start fighting. Everybody was kung fu fighting. And eventually it got to the point where there was only one. It got to the point where it was just him, the nice guy. The nice guy somehow finished first. He Who Remains is all that's left of this great big battle. And to prevent, I guess, does he just keep pruning things until he reaches the 31st century and then, prune whichever bad version of Kang goes, and then once they're past that point, when the only version left is a good Kang, is he like, okay, we're chill now. Everyone proceed as you normally would. Or, what happens? I don't know. But, like, he's the last one left, and he's been carefully curating the timeline somehow so that things don't go to poop. And I guess, so his plan, he's been doing it for a long time, and he's tired. He's exhausted. He is sick of holding up this rock by himself, and he's like, how about you guys, come take it? Those are his two options, is either Loki and Sylvie, do what needs to be done, because he's seen countless variations of this going wrong, and he's figured, like, these two people are the ones that can get it right if they work together. He's either like, okay, you do that, and then I'll go about my merry way doing whatever. Like, I don't know what his plan after that would have been, to just, like, live a life and die, or what would he have done after that point? I don't know necessarily what that would have been, but his work would continue, or they kill him right there and chaos ensues. The multiverse, You know, there's nothing left to prune the timeline. And presumably that leads to countless versions of, you know, Kang. My thought process is like, couldn't they just ride it out until the 31st century and then just be like, okay, things are fine now? Or, you know, I guess maybe not, because even if they get past the 31st century or whatever, say a good version of Kang is all that's left in whatever reality is perfect. If they let the timeline just continue to branch after that, technically there's always the possibility that that good version of Kang could turn evil somehow. And it will eventually lead to the end of everything, right? So that's the moral dilemma. Do you kill Kang and finish your mission, or do you let him live? Loki, who obviously has like nothing left to prove, he's kind of just here for Sylvie, is like, I don't know, because this isn't as important to him. Like he's already been shown, you know, at this point, you know, he went from the Battle of New York thinking like this is the most important thing in the world, to going to the TVA and being like, holy crap, my life means nothing. To then, even beyond that, getting here and being like, dang, everything that I've done is so small compared to this. So he's being convinced by the man and is like, yo, this is so much bigger than us. But for Sylvie, this is only as big as the moment that she crossed the threshold of that doorway, right? Her entire life has been about getting to this point and getting revenge on whoever decided that her life was not the correct way to go, right? And she's like, you're a monster, you've done horrible things. I actually really liked the moment where he stands up and he's like, grow up. You have murdered so many people. He looks at both of them and he's like, you're both killers. Why are your evil actions justified and mine are not? Like at what point, who decides that it's the right thing? Up to this point, he's been deciding. And then he's like, all right, now it's up to you guys, I guess. And, you know, obviously Loki and Sylvie clash in terms of their ideology here because, you know, all she wants is to end it. And all Loki wants is to make sure she's okay because he's in love with her. And they kiss, but it's not like a... I was so happy, but she was manipulating him, I think, in that moment. Maybe it was a goodbye kiss, but then they fight, or they fight, and then she kisses him and kicks him through the doorway, and then she kills Kang, or He Who Remains. Technically, I guess he's not, maybe not Kang officially, but he's Kang. And then there's nothing to stop the timelines from branching, right? The TVA is, I mean, I guess the TVA still exists, so they could, like, as long as Sylvie doesn't then tell Miss Minutes, like, hey, shut it all down, burn it to the ground, like, presumably Mobius and B-15 could continue the process, or maybe, I guess Mobius is all about free will now, though, so he would be like, things are gonna happen, you know? The mission is garbage, so he doesn't know about the end of creation via infinite Kangs. Like he just knows about free will. So it's like, do you let them have free will or not? And we don't know what's happening, but we cut back to the TVA, and Loki is just like, he's processing the fact that Sylvie betrayed him. You know, the woman that he loves just kind of disregarded everything that they've been through to you know, she deemed her mission more important than this newfound connection. You know, all the hopes that he had built up to this point of you know, continuing with her after. He obviously feels those are, if not completely lost now, at least definitely in jeopardy. And then he has the resolve to be like, okay, some mad shit's coming. I have to prepare the TVA. Like, Mobius has got to know. And he strolls up to them, and he's like, dude, he's trying to like update them. He's like, we figured it out. Stuff is gonna go down. What the frick? We have to prepare. And they're like, dude, who are you? And it's like, what? And then we cut to the previous statues of the timekeepers are now gone, and it's just one singular Kang the Conqueror statue. And it's like, presumably, due to these infinite timelines now, Kang, the Conqueror version of Kang, maybe somehow found a way back to the start of the TVA and is like, bitch, I'm in charge. Like, this is all about me, son. You know, the good Kang that preferred to, you know, run this thing via fake robots is gone, and the bad guy is here, and he's running the show, and because of that, presumably Mobius never met Loki, or at least the version of Loki that we know, and they're like, who are you? And then we get Loki will return in season 2. So like, what is season 2 gonna be about? And when, like, depending on when it comes out, right? Is Loki season 2 coming out next year? Before Multiverse of Madness? After Multiverse of Madness? Before Spider-Man? After Spider-Man? Because depending on when it comes out, the plot lines could be very, very weird and different, right? Presumably, season 2 is going to be about Loki trying to get things back to the way they were in like his own timeline or whatever, because he's now in an alternate timeline, I guess. You know, he wants his friend back. He's got to get his friendship with Mobius back. He's got to find Sylvie and correct something. They've got to get back together. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, you know. Presumably what we know is that Kang the Conqueror is the villain of Ant-Man 3. Like, is season 2 of this show gonna lead directly into Ant-Man 3, and is called Quantum Mania? So like, they use the quantum realm to time travel, or are they gonna do that again in Ant-Man 3? Like, how does all this connect to Doctor Strange 2 and Spider-Man 3? Like, what is gonna happen? There's too many questions and too many possibilities that just like blow your mind. This was such a crazy episode because it wasn't a finale. You know, like a lot of season finales of shows, like if it's like a bottle, it'll start or whatever, close, and then open up, and then go, and then close again, right? Like bookend the thing, and then maybe a few questions here and there. This one got to the end, and it's just like, whoop, open up. The world is changing. The universe is different now. Like, this is just the beginning of whatever. You know, Phase 4 has technically been happening. Sure. Whatever. This right here is the official start of Phase 4, in my opinion, right? Or like this show is, right? Because like, it's kind of like how after Endgame, technically there was another Spider-Man movie, and it's like, technically that Spider-Man movie is the end of Phase 3, but really Endgame is the end of Phase 3. This, you know, Falcon, Winter Soldier, and WandaVision and Black Widow were technically kind of the start of Phase 4. In my opinion, this show is where Phase 4 is really like, what's up? We're here now. Like, The Infinity Saga is done. This is the mad shit we getting into now. Like, oh my God. Oh man. I freaking loved this series. Like, I loved WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. I really enjoyed Black Widow, but like this show, everything about it is just on such a bigger scale. The questions are bigger, the implications of actions are bigger. It was insane. I don't know what to think. There's probably so many things that I either didn't fully understand or I'm just missing, but I'm going to try and get this up ASAP today. Oh man. Okay. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What is going on? If you interpreted this differently than I did, let me know. For the 20 of you that are still at this point in the video. Oh, you know, what? I don't know, man. I'm just like, there's so many dense thoughts that are trying to just like process their way through my skull right now. I don't even know what to say. Let me know. What did you think of this episode? What do you think's coming next? Were you wrong? Who did you think He Who Remains was? I'm happy that my theory was right. I mean, everything was leading to Kang. Every little plot point here and there was all leading to Kang, right? Like if it wasn't Kang, I don't know. I don't think I would have been disappointed, but at the same time, I was like, there's no way they do Kang, right? But then they did. Well, they kind of did. They did, but they didn't. So he's not Kang the Conqueror. He is He Who Remains. They merged those two characters together. I'm happy that the person at the end of it wasn't a Loki. You know, I think that would have been... I mean, even though this series has kind of all been about like self-confrontation and self-growth and whatever, I think it would have been kind of disappointing if the person at the end was just another version of Loki. But like, kind of, you know, in a sense, that was Kang's plan at the end, is for the person at the end to be Loki. Two different versions, but that was his plan. Or a one of two plans. But yeah, let me know what you thought. I would like anything and everything. 18-page paragraph, let me hear it. Things are gonna get wild from here. From this point on, I think all the movies that come out will just be in theaters, so unfortunately no more movie reactions from me. But future shows, definitely. We got Hawkeye show, we got season 2 of Loki, we got presumably other shows in the Marvel timeline coming. She-Hulk is going to be a show, I know that one. Lots of crazy stuff is happening, and I hope to have you all along for the ride. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you liked my reaction or the show or really anything. It helps the channel out a ton with the algorithm. Comments and likes help so much in helping my videos get seen. Subscribe if you want to see my reactions to season 2 of Loki or any other show that I'm watching, and ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if the full-length reaction to this episode is something that interests you, I will be posting it in watch-along format on my Patreon. There, you can become a super supporter and get featured in every single one of my videos, like this man right here. But other than that, my mind is thoroughly blown. Thank you for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.